All right, guys, welcome back into another NBA DFS video. My name is Polzin with 9 to 5 Sports. Going to be getting into the small 3-game slate NBA DFS picks. And with that, looking at the value on FanDuel and on DraftKings, it is pretty closely priced. So there's one player on FanDuel that I like a little bit more than I do on DraftKings, given the price point. But other than that, pretty straightforward slate, at least right now, given the injury news that we have. So should be a quick and easy video for you guys. If you enjoy this coverage, make sure to give a like and subscribe. That helps me be able to put out more content for you guys. Also, do just want to remind you guys that starting after this video, I have some NFL content scheduled, but after this video, I'll be out of the office until Sunday. And NBA DFS wise, the next video will be on Monday. So appreciate your guys' support. I'll be back to you guys on Monday. Let's have a good slate. All right, let's get into it. So the one player where I see like a big edge, I guess, on FanDuel as opposed to DraftKings is going to be Bojan Bogdanovic. Just at his price point on FanDuel, he's a little bit too cheap, I think. I'll pull him up there, just a little bit too cheap there. $400 price difference, kind of priced at his floor value price point wise. So he'd be a player that I'm looking at on FanDuel as opposed to DraftKings. Although on DraftKings, you can certainly play him. Not going to be a terrible play for you on the slate. You look at his usage rate with Cade Cunningham off the court and Isaiah Stewart off the court as well. It's 22% usage rate, and his per 36 is going to be 30 DK or FanDuel points. So someone you can certainly look at on the slate regardless. Now, the tough part about this slate is honestly what to do with John Wall. John Wall is in a great matchup going against Detroit. This is a matchup that you want to chase, and he has been a highly productive player recently. The problem with him is, well, it's been the problem the whole season, the minutes. Okay, he's looked good, and they might be forced to put him into more minutes if Luke Kennard is out. Okay, that just might force maybe 2 more minutes to John Wall's way. I hope so, because if he gets a couple more minutes, then he could easily go off for like 30 DK points or 35 DK points and feel pretty confidently about him doing that. A very strong play if the minutes are there. I don't think we can predict the minutes to randomly increase, though. That's the big worry. We need 28 minutes for him to be a stellar play, but should be a strong price point play. Still should be able to get to around 30 DK points given the matchup. So he is someone I am going to go out of my way to play. From there, the guy that saved us 2 nights ago, Jakob Poeltl. So just been a stud. Okay, that game was a blowout, and he still ended up with 57 DK points. I mean, I guess they made it close at the end, but really, it was because of his stellar play, and he's been a highly consistent fantasy producer over the past 5 games now. Now, yes, there was another game in which was a blowout, only played 20 minutes, but had 20 DK points in that one. This matchup with the Kings is not one you're particularly worried about, and as long as this game stays close, fingers crossed, he's going to be a strong price point play. Now, kind of getting into the value side of it, with Isaiah Stewart out, I do expect some minutes to go to Isaiah Liver's way a little bit more. Okay, he has seen an increase in minutes with those 2 off the court, and kind of at this price point, just a little bit too cheap. We're not asking for much. We're asking for 20 to 25 minutes and 18 DK points. Okay, that is what we're hoping for, especially on this small 3-game slate. Like, that will be enough for us. So fingers crossed that he can get there. Looking as per 36, which you won't get, it is only 21 DK points with those guys off the court, and his usage rate is only 15%. So we do need to see an increase, but as it sits right now, he is the best value that is available on the slate. And then sticking with Detroit as well, it's very interesting, just given Cade Cunningham still being out. Jaden Ivey, obviously a play that should be a strong play, but he's starting to get priced up there. Not a lock and load play, but also someone you feel comfortable ending up on as well. Alec Burks is a very interesting play as well. Saw 25 minutes in his first game and then only 17 minutes in his last game, which to me was strange. His usage rate is pretty high right now, 28%, and his per 36 DK point total is 43 DK points. So if we can get him closer to that 25 minutes, he should be a very, very good play. We just don't know if the minutes are going to be there for him or not, so that makes him a risky GPP play. Someone I want to end up on, just someone I haven't felt comfortable with ending up on just yet. And that's going to be the same thing for this next player I mentioned, Edmund Sumner. And like, the reason I like him is going to be because of the price point. You guys are seeing the theme here. I'm trying to find some players that are a little bit underpriced that can go for 20 to 25, maybe even 30 DK points that will allow you to pay up for the studs on the slate, because it is kind of that slate. I'm not sure we're going to get that injury news that opens up the way we want. So he is someone that's all right. You can see the minutes. Been getting around 20 minutes, which is great. Last few games, been pretty solid. 24, 16, 26, and 31 DK points. That is what you want to see. Still, not a lock and low play. And then the cover boy from 2 nights ago as well, Seth Curry. I think this was the correct play. Game was a blowout, and he didn't need to play that many minutes, but he did play 24 minutes and still had 17 DK points. You give him, I don't know, 4 more minutes, and I do think he gets to around 25 DK points. Only shot the ball 6 times as well, but 50%, you'd like to see that. They just need to force a few more shot attempts his way, and obviously against Portland, that's not a matchup that you're worried about. I do still see him as a quality price point play, as someone that can go for 30 DK points. So yes, he is going to be someone that I am going out of my way to play today. And strangely enough, guys, I kind of just want to go with the Spurs once again. They're starters because they're getting a lot of minutes and they're always a little bit too cheap given their production. Like if this game stays close, Keldon Johnson's a decent price point play going for like 35 DK points. Vassell, very strong price point play. We can see basically besides that Golden State Warriors game has been a highly consistent fantasy producer. Sure, you're not getting that ceiling that you would want, but at the same time, you should be getting a strong floor and you still have a lot of salary left over. You could easily play someone else from the Kings if you wanted to go that route. You know, you could go Fox or you could go Sabonis. It's really up to you guys to decide which one you want to be on. Sabonis has been on kind of a tear recently, but he is priced up too much, and so is Fox. And that's kind of why I like the route of playing the Spurs, because they're just cheap enough, and if the game stays close, you're going to be sitting pretty. And I did forget to mention, Bagley here is a decent price point play, but at the same time, can we lock in 30 minutes? That's the question. I'm curious, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Is he going to play around 30 minutes in this game? Like, considering it stays close? Because if he is, then yes, he probably will go for 30 DK points or so. That is the biggest question. I don't know if we can trust it. It's certainly a decent GPP play if you're struggling to find a good center play, especially at this price point. He's someone I would look at, but at the same time, I don't know if he's like a lock and low play. I'll put him in there for now because I do think he's a strong GPP play, but at the same time, tough. And see, this is the issue that we have, is that we have a lot of salary left over now, so who do you pay up for is the biggest question. So maybe you go off of him. And still, dead price points all over the place is the issue. Lots of dead price point ranges. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with that. And it's tough to say. Like, do we go up from Livers? You could. I mean, I don't want to play Kevin Huerter, but this is a decent kind of build here. Maybe you go Bay, hope for 30 DK points or so, but he's priced up. Oh, so many dead price points, guys. All right, one other player that I do want to mention as well. Norman Powell here. So Norman Powell actually gets the second biggest bump in minutes with Luke Kennard off the court. Now, he's been shooting the ball poorly the last 2 games, and I think that's why he only played 18 minutes. But prior to that, had been a strong price per minute player. So if he's still shooting the ball around 10 times with maybe a slight increase in minutes, maybe 28 or so minutes, he could be a very strong price point play. So maybe you play him, and then you can easily afford to pay up for a better player. Maybe you go Grant. You know, Grant's been on fire recently. We're seeing the issue here, though, is that we're going to end our build with a player that we don't feel comfortable with, and that is just going to be the slate. So it is what it is, guys. Hopefully, maybe some value will open up, an obvious play will open up, but as it sits right now, we don't have that. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. You know what to do. Give a like and subscribe. That helps me be able to put out more content for you guys. All right, thanks for watching. Let's have a good slate, and as always, let's keep cashing.